Yours too.
It's got a weird thing going on there. I don't know if it's going to go.
Where's your headset, love?
It's right. Instagram's clicking on and off. I don't know if you can do anything. Hi. Good morning, everyone out there and behind me as well. Thank you so much for joining us today on Mystic Fitness, or at Mystic Fitness. My name is Erin, and I will be guiding you through your class this morning. So we live stream all of our morning classes that we hold at 9 a.m. If you are enjoying our classes on Facebook or Instagram, we certainly would appreciate if you have the means to donate to our studio so we can keep bringing these amazing classes to you in your homes. You can find us on Venmo, or you could always send a check into the studio, and we would really greatly appreciate it if you could. I would also love to see you out here on the field with me, and if you would like to come to our classes live, we would also just appreciate that you pre-register ahead of time on MindBody or on our website. All right, so let's begin. And make sure you have plenty of space around you so that you're comfortable. Have any props that you like to use in your practice, blocks, whatever it is. And when you're ready, you'll just find your way into a comfortable seat. And you're more than welcome to sit up onto a block or a cushion if that feels better for you. Especially if your knees are high, sitting up on something can help the knees start to open up. Once you find your way into your place, you'll let your eyes close. And start to take some easy breaths in and out through the nose just to settle in. Noticing the sensations in the body. Noticing how the breath feels as it goes in the body and as it gently flows out. Maybe noticing the sounds around you. Just giving yourself some time to really settle into the mat, into the body, and into your practice. Everything else gets put on pause for the next hour. As you're ready, you'll start to lengthen your breath, inhaling fully down into the belly. Let the belly really fill up. And then exhale it all out. Deep inhale through the nose, fill the belly, let it expand, and let it go. The belly fills on the in-breath, and it deflates on the out-breath. Sitting up super tall through the crown of the head, feeling peaceful and proud. Couple more here. One more this way. I'm starting to increase the fire. Still inhale, relax, and fill on up. On your exhale, begin to engage the pelvic floor to help press that air out. Relax and breathe in. Exhale, contract and press out. Take these at your own pace. Noticing a gentle yet firm contraction of the pelvic floor drawing upward. Not necessarily sucking the belly all the way up in towards the spine, nothing too intense. But just a light squeeze and lift so you can feel the support at the low spine. We'll get 3 more. And 2. And final one here. Coming back to a more relaxed breath in and out. Good. On the next in-breath, let's sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Tilt your nose up towards the sky. As you exhale, draw prayer hands to heart center, bringing thumb knuckles to the center of the chest. Sitting up tall through the crown of the head. If there's a special reason that you came out today or something that you'd like to set as your intention, hold that thought, that word here in your heart. And then we'll seal our intentions in and mark the start of our journey together with the sound of Om. A cleansing breath to prepare. Take it in through the nose. Sigh it out. Inhale for Om. Have a great practice, everyone. Let's open our eyes, and taking our hands onto the knees, we'll begin to stir our spines around, inhaling as you come forward, exhaling as you circle back. And these probably are going to start off kind of small. Try to keep the hips somewhat grounded. Inhaling, a little arch occurs, and as you exhale, there's a gentle cat or a curve that starts to happen. I'm allowing my shoulders to kind of roll around in a way that feels nice for them. And then we'll start to make these same circles in the opposite way. Going around, inhaling maybe a little arch, little curl as you come back. Taking about one or two more, and if you feel uneven at any time, please go back the other direction. On your next exhale, we're now going to curl back. Hold on to your knees. Let your chin come towards the chest. Find this rounding in the spine. Coming through some cat and cows. As you inhale, we'll dive forward and up. Shoulders slide back. Chest proud. Look on up. Exhale, curl, rock back. Hold the knees. Inhale, forward and up. And exhale, curl and rock it back. One more with the arms this way. Rocking it back. And now we'll free the arms and let them flow. Inhale, arms open up wide. Exhale, curl and rock back and give yourself a little hug. Inhale, open up. And exhale, rock back. Continue here. Inhaling. Oh, I wish you guys could see all these gorgeous leaves just fluttering through the sky above me in all their gorgeous color. Maybe you're experiencing something like this at home if you're outside. It's really quite beautiful out here this morning. And we'll get one more like this, really opening up and then rocking back and giving yourself this hug. Let's inhale, arms all the way up overhead, maybe interlacing fingers above you if it's comfortable, and pressing palms up to the sky. Still drawing the shoulders down just enough so it's not too much up into the back. Take a breath in and stretch nice and tall, and as you exhale, a little side bend over to the right. Long breaths. Taking all that beautiful fresh oxygen here. Very nice. Let's inhale to the middle. Exhale up and over to the other side, keeping your chest pressing straight ahead, trying not to round forward. Nice open heart. Let's come back to the top on an inhale, and exhale, arms circle back. We'll exhale here, hands interlaced behind you. Keep yourself here. Maybe look up a little bit with the arms stretched back. Option to tuck the head down and maybe rock your head side to side. Just loosening up any stiffness in the neck that you might still be carrying from last night's sleep or the stresses of yesterday. Let's get rid of every last little bit of that here. About one more breath. All right, let's look forward. Unclasp your hands and we'll make our way into our first downward facing dog of class. Coming onto your hands and knees, fingers spread wide apart. Curl your toes and press the hips up and back. We'll start to bend one knee at a time as you settle into your down dog position. So feet at least hips width apart, maybe wider. Hand shoulder width, or you can explore going a little wider if it feels too intense in your hands or shoulders. Let one knee bend as the other leg stretches longer, and then pedal to the other side. Head is heavy here. Breaths are long and slow. Option to always take knees to the ground. Find child's if your down dog's getting to be too much. Let's still the feet here as we come to a still dog and start to bend the knees a little bit. Work on really stretching long through the spine here. Coming into some tabletop hovers, let's inhale, look forward. Bend the knees, maybe even the elbows a little bit. Feel how the belly engages to hover the knees a couple of inches off the ground, and then press the hips back to down dog. Let's come back again, hover the knees. You could always drop them down if this is a little too intense for you. And then we'll take the hips back. Last one that way, hover the knees, really press all of your fingers into the ground. Nice, hips up and back. Take one last breath in your down dog. Sigh it out or exhale through nose. And we'll wave through a plank here. So to prepare, we'll look forward and soften the knees, belly engages. Keep that engagement as you curl and roll one vertebra at a time to your plank. Let's hold our plank on the in-breath. And as you exhale here, drop the knees and then lower all the way down to the ground. Tuck your chin, inhale, lift up through a cobra pose. And then exhale, press your way up and back to downward facing dog. We'll try that again after one breath in dog. All right, here we go. Inhale, look forward, knees bend. Trying to find that water in your rolling plank, just like a wave in the ocean. Inhale in your plank, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, tuck chin, cobra, look up. Exhale, press your way up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath and let it out. Making our way to the front of the mat, we'll bend the knees, look forward on the in-breath. As you exhale, we'll walk the feet up towards the hands, as many steps as needed, of course. Inhale to a strong half lift, hands to the shins, crown of the head forward. Exhale, soften into your fold. Let your knees bend. We'll try that just one more time to notice the difference. So as you inhale, you come strongly into that half lift. Put my T right on your back there. It's not going to go anywhere. And on your next natural exhale, you will soften and fold. Once you've found your folded position, you can walk your hands side to side. Shake off any remaining tension in the neck, whatever feels lovely for you in this position. Maybe bending your knees more than you think you should, and see what that does for the lower back. It can be so relaxing. 3 breaths in and out. Any other arm variations, of course, are welcome. If you like those ragdoll arms, holding on to opposite elbows can help bring more space up into the upper back and the shoulders. Releasing any grip you're working with here, we'll get ready for extended mountain. On your in-breath, press to the inner arches of your feet and then let yourself roll up all the way up, extending the arms long up overhead. And as you exhale, we'll draw the hands to heart center. Big breath in, long breath out. Let's come into a sun salutation A for Vinyasa style today. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge all the way down to the earth. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, step your feet back. Downward facing dog. We'll look forward on the in-breath, soften the knees. Exhale, wave to plank. Hold for an in-breath. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Or you could drop the knees and hover in a modified low plank, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or cobra, totally your choice there. And exhale down and back, downward facing dog.
Erin, let's switch out these mics, okay?
everybody's going to switch out the mic.
Do the plus sign for me once I put this in, honey.
Nice water break time.
Okay.
Are we back? Can you hear me out there?
No. Is that turned on?
Yep.
Try it again.
Hello? Good? Okay. All right. Where was I? Think down dog, right guys? Yeah. All right, let's go back to it. If you're a down dog at home and you need to drop out for a moment, take your time to do so. Let's see.
That one's even worse. Huh?
I don't know. We'll see. Let me know if you want me to switch back again. Let's see what I can do. It's a little squeaky, but at least you can hear me. A little staticky. All right. We're making our way back to the front of the mat here. Inhale, bend knees. Exhale, walk your feet up to the hands. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, soften and fold it down. Inhale, rise all the way up, extended mountain. And exhale, hands to heart center. So coming into our chair pose here, take your feet hips width apart and begin to sit the hips back. Reach the hands forward. So as you reach the hands forward, this will help you hopefully be able to slide your hips back more so that you're not coming too far forward in the knees and the ankle joint there. We're going to come in and out just a few times. I anticipated it being a little colder this morning, but we're going to fire it up anyway. So take a breath in here. And as you exhale, stand tall and find that nice belly bonfire breath. Pelvic floor lifts in and up. Let's take a seat. Exhale, squeeze. We've got 6, 4 left, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to chair. Now we'll take a little cactus arm action. So bend the elbows, try to create some space for the shoulders, working the back muscles, maybe sliding the hips a little longer back. You want your spine in a nice neutral position here. Still holding, but we are breathing long and slow. How are you doing, guys? One more breath in. And exhale. Let's rise with breath all the way up. And exhale, we will hinge to the ground. Inhale halfway. And exhale, plant the hands. Make your way back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. Let it out. Last wavy plank for now. Inhale, look forward, bend knees. Exhale like water, wave to plank. Inhale in your plank. Exhale to chaturanga or to the floor. Elbows draw in. If you went to the floor cobra, if you're in chaturanga, maybe up dog on the in-breath. And exhale, take it to down dog. Taking our right leg to the sky, lift it tall. Nice 3-leg dog, really find the length there. Maybe coming up and down on the ball of the left foot. Option to bend your knee to stack the hips. One more. Inhale, lift it back up. As you exhale, one tiger curl draws the knee into the chest. Let's sweep it back up again. Exhale, curl it forward, even bending the elbows. Take one more inhale, sweep it. Exhale, curl, pause, and then we'll step to the right hand. Set up for a crescent lunge. So we want to keep the back heel lifted and feet hips width apart. Use the front of your spine, those deep abdominal muscles, to come on up. Now take the arms up overhead. As you're reaching for the sky, we are also drawing the shoulders down and away a little bit here. Feel how glorious you are here, tall, proud. We're going to keep it into a few bows. We'll take a big breath in. As you exhale, bow forward into this hovered lunge. Inhale, come back up. Now the back knee might move as you move through these. Exhale, bow it forward. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2. 1 more. Let's come back to crescent and then slowly hover forward. Now this time we hold the hover. So I want you to really press through the back heel, extend that line of energy out the crown of the head, out all of your fingers here, making our way into either airplane or warrior three. For airplane arms, stay as they are. I like to take my warrior three with my hands at the heart, especially early on in a practice. And we'll just kind of bend that back knee a little and start to lift it up. Now it doesn't have to lift up far. Maybe it's here. Eventually it might lift a little higher. Balancing early in practice is hard. Actually, for me, it's hard anytime, truthfully. So no worries here. About one more breath wherever you are. Maybe feel a little longer and lighter. We're landing in warrior one. So the back foot lands, but now the heel grounds down and the toes point towards the upper left corner of your mat. Arms reach up overhead on an in-breath, and exhale, take them down and around and interlace them behind you. Inhale, puff up chest, look up. Exhale, humble warrior. We'll stay here for several breaths. So let all that tension just roll off the shoulders. Big breaths in and out. 2 more here. One more breath. To come up, we'll inhale, press into the front foot and wave your way up, unraveling. And then we'll reach the arms back up strongly to the sky. Big breath in, maybe looking up. Oh, what a gorgeous blue sky. And exhale, hands to the ground. We step back. Down dog and down dog. Check in with both legs. They should feel different. My right leg feels so much longer than the left. So let's try the other side. Let's inhale the left leg all the way. Take it long. You can continue to just reach it long. Or bend your knee to open and stack the hip. Take as big of breaths as you can without straining here. Really fill up. Back to 3-leg dog. Stretch it up and back. Exhale, here comes our tiger curl. Slide it forward. Use your core, elbows, whatever you've got. Inhale, slide it up and back. Exhale, curl it forward, deep core. Last time, inhale it up and back. Exhale it forward, pause, step to your hand. Take your time to set up a good lunge. Dip the back knee a little to help you rise up using your core muscles to your crescent. We'll let ourselves settle into it for a moment. Coming into those bows, big breath in here to prepare. Exhale, hover forward, extend the fingers back. Inhale, maybe back knee bends to come up. Exhale, bow. Last few. 2 more. And 1. Back to crescent, really express yourself. And now hover. Super strong. So we're preparing for airplane or warrior 3 right here. Already getting psyched up for it. Find them core awareness. Either keeping hands back for airplane or drawing them into the heart for the warrior 3 variation. Start to lift the back leg. Maybe it kind of just takes tiny little taps forward until you're ready. Your gaze is steady on something. I got my eye on a little dewdrop. And it's sparkling all kinds of little rainbow colors. It's pretty amazing, actually. Ooh, I got so excited about my dewdrop, I fell. That's okay. Let's make our way to warrior 1 as you're ready. I was ready a little early there. Let's take the arms up as we're ready here. And on an exhale, they come around and back, interlace. Inhale, puff up, look up. Exhale, hinge to the inside of the left leg. So we don't want to rest the torso necessarily on that leg. We're trying to hover in between. Letting yourself kind of sink down here. But keeping the core strong, fingers reach strongly up to the sky. Last few breaths. Final one here. Beautiful. Let's inhale, press to the front foot. Use the spine to come all the way up, and when you're up there, the arms release. One more moment, maybe looking up. On your next natural exhale, hands come to the front foot, and we'll step our way back, downward facing dog. Either stay in dog or find your waved plank. Inhale, bend knees and look forward if you're waving. Exhale, try to go one vertebra at a time. You might say, I can't do that. Well, practice, and you never know. Exhale, lower down to chaturanga, or the ground. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, take it to down dog. Big breaths. 2 more. And 1. Traveling to the front of the mat, inhale, bend knees and look forward. Option to hop or walk the feet forward. If you hop, I always cue to press the fingers into the ground to slow the feet. And then we'll inhale halfway. And exhale, take it to your fold. Big breath. Let it go. One more breath here. Good, let's rise with breath. Inhale, press into the feet, unfurl. Express yourself up to the sky, even a slight back bend. And exhale, hands come to the heart. We'll make our way into an eagle at the top of the mat. So get yourself psyched up for it. Feet can either be hips width apart or together if you prefer. My hips tend to like the hips width position best. Let's take the arms up on a big breath in, and as you exhale, we are going to take the left arm under the right. So doing the left arm under the right first, and then we'll begin to sit our way down. So from our chair, we are lifting the left leg up and over the right. Now it could just cross, or you might be able to hook your foot behind your calf. Doesn't have to be a goal. Letting it dangle works. If you can get it behind the calf, it's a little easier to squeeze, and then you're also a little sturdier. We're going to try to go for Eagle Warrior 3, my friends. Unravel that leg. Flex your ankle joint. Begin to send it back. Finding my dewdrop again here. Find your drishti. 2 breaths more. If you have to come out early, we're going to crescent. 1 more. You could always find airplane arms too. Let's land in crescent. Back foot lands, arms reach, and drop the back heel, and we'll arrive in our warrior 2 on the right side. Coming from warrior 2 right into a quick wide leg forward fold, pick up your toes, pivot on your heel. Then open up. Next exhale, knees will hinge forward, taking the hips back as we do so. You can let yourself just right down the middle. If your body would like some side lunges, you could bend one knee and then the other. Maybe even finding this little wave in the lateral sides of the spine. Free yourself, enjoy yourself. Try to find fun wherever you can, good side whenever you can. Eventually, maybe you find a little stillness for our last 2 breaths. Blocks might be appropriate under the hands if the floor is a little too far away. Ready to come up? Let's inhale, wave spine long, hands on the ground. Feel the belly ignite, hands onto hips. Hold your half lift. Inhale up to stand. We'll make our way to extended side angle now on the right. Pick up the right toes. And we're back to our warrior two. I generally love reverse warrior first, so let's flip the right hand. Reverse and stretch this way. And then take all that same length as you come forward on an exhale into extended side angle. Trying not to lean on the front leg with the front arm. It's more of a push against each other. Top arm can reach for the sky, or maybe you turn your palm so the thumb points for your back foot, and then press your hand into the low back. Still trying to keep yourself nice and long. You might even spiral your chest up towards the sky a little. Nice, long, beautiful breaths. What a perfect blue sky. One more. If you have your bind, release it. Stretch that arm up. Inhale, tip, up and back. Reverse. Exhale, cartwheel hands to front foot. And we will step back to down. Big breath in. Out. Bend dog is always appropriate. It helps lengthen the back. If your hamstrings are now and you can straighten the legs, totally fine. One more breath here. And we'll do that all over again. So we'll look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, walk, or we can practice a hop towards the top of the mat. Without judging your hop, inhale halfway. And exhale, fold. So we notice the hop, maybe what we think went right or wrong, but we don't get upset. No big deal. Let's come all the way up. Stretch tall. Hands to heart. Exhale. Okay, eagle on the other side. Find your way into a mountain pose to begin with. Feet grounded. Belly engaged enough so you have that internal girdle supporting you. Arms sweep all the way up. As you exhale, we're taking arms out to the side. This time, right arm is under the left. Cinch up your belly muscles and find your seat. Taking right leg up and over. Exploring. If you fall out, you come back in. No big deal. Dristis, or focal points, are super useful in balanced poses, so find something to settle the eyes on. One more breath here. Eagle Warrior 3, or you could go for airplane. Let's take our leg, unravel, shoot it back. Standing leg can bend as you shoot it back to give more space in the hips. Once you're long, you can work on extending both legs a little straighter. And if you need a little extra help of the arms, you can always release them out to the side, or even taking them back to heart center like we practiced earlier. And eventually, we will land in crescent. No rush. Lift up. Oh, we're so proud. And then we'll open up to Warrior 2. Back for our wide leg forward fold. Pick up the front toes. Pivot on the left heel. Arms wide. This time we'll take them down and around behind. So kind of counteract that eagle of hugging forward. Inhale, open it up, and exhale. Bow your way forward. 5 breaths. Four breaths. Take 2 more here. You could, of course, release your hands, or if you can't grip them, use a belt, anything, a strap, towel, to bring them a little bit closer together. Give them that extra length they need. Let's come all the way up. Breathe in, come all the way up, hands are still clasped. And then on the exhale, we'll just relax the hands and let go. Coming back to Warrior 2 on the left. Oh, a little leaf there, I definitely slip on that. Move that out of my way. Stretch long, press to the outer edge of the back foot and into the ball of the front foot, right underneath the big toe. Flip the left hand, reverse warrior without collapsing into the right side. Exhale forward, extended side angle without collapsing into the leg. Gaze can be for your front foot or up or to the side, whatever feels best, but again, meaningful gaze. Half bind maybe by bending the elbow, taking the back of your hand to the low back. Continue here to breathe. Last few. One more. Bind releases, arm up, inhale, sweep up and back, front knee stays bent. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down. Step it back, downward facing dog. Big breath. Let it out. Let's come into high plank. Maybe you wave there, inhaling, looking forward, knees bend. Exhale, wave your plank. The more you practice them, the unstickier the vertebra get. And we'll find a side plank here by dropping your heels over to the right side. I like to keep my feet just staggered. It's easier for me. And then lift the left arm up. You could make it a little harder by stacking the feet over each other. Even easier to drop the bottom knee, do what you need. You could explore getting a little fun by lifting the top leg, even lifting and lowering a few times and working the outer hip. One more breath. And then we'll make our way back to center plank and we'll go to the other side. Roll the other way. Unfurl your arm, express yourself up. Keeping feet staggered, stacking, bottom knee drops, exploring lifting the leg. Maybe one leg goes higher and you go, wow, that's something interesting to know. Just get to know yourself here without any other distractions. Last two breaths. Last one. And come to center plank. And then down dog. Nice. We'll make our way to a low lunge here. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, take the knee in towards the chest. And then step to your right hand. We'll drop the back knee down now. And if you need extra cushion, you could always roll the edge of your mat. If you have a block, it might suit you to bring it near your left hand as we prepare for our twist. With a block under the hand, maybe. Right hand might start at the thigh as you twist to the right. And then the right arm might reach up. Staying here, or if it's available in your body, you could add a quad stretch by bending the back leg. Right hand now reaches back and tries to grab a hold of the ankle or the shin, pulling the foot in a little closer. If you've tried it and you go, I don't think so, and just let go, right? 2 breaths more. Last one. Beautiful. Release your leg. Both hands to the floor now. Lift up the back knee by curling the toes. Big 3-leg dog on the right. Take it up. Maybe you bend it, even shake it a bit. And then back to down dog, and we'll do the other side. Big breath in on the left leg sweep. Exhale, knee into the chest. Step to your hand. Back knee drops down. So the further back your knee is, the greater space you're going to create in the front of the hip flexor there on the right side. Not everybody has that same range of motion, so you may look a lot different from me. Totally cool. Begin to twist to the left. Left hand on your leg, maybe a hand, right hand on the block. And maybe reach your arm up. The plane up overhead. Wonder where they're going. If you'd like the quad stretch on this side, see if you can bend the back leg, reach around with the left hand to grab it, and pull it in. Flex the ankle there. It gets a little more intense. Strap works too if you have one. You need a little extra length on your arm to reach your foot. One more breath here, your way. If you still have your foot, release it. Both hands come down to the ground. Curl the back toes. Lift the knee. Sweep the left leg up. And maybe open the hip. Shake it out. Whatever feels good. And eventually you're back in down dog. And finally coming onto the mat now. Let's find our high plank. Inhale, bend the knees. Last wave here. Wave it through. Exhale. Inhale and plank, squeeze glutes. And exhale, we'll lower onto the belly. So we're coming into a couple of back strengtheners here. And the first one will be Cobra. We've done it before. This one's going to have a little more fire to it. So take your hands just under the shoulders, crown of the head down or the forehead down. And maybe make yourself a little longer out of the hips by curling your toes and then walking the legs, kind of inching them out of the hip joint a little. Elbows draw in. Back strength, my friends. Inhale, lift up. And we stay on the exhale now. So I'm active through the hands, very active, pressing the fingers into the floor. Not active so much that I'm using them to push me up, but really just to kind of feel that power. Press the tops of the feet to the ground so much maybe that your knees lift. Yeah, we're still here, but if it's too much, you come on down. Last breath in, up a little higher. Exhale, relax. Let yourself look one way, cheek on the ground. Arms just relax back. One more. And then our final one, either doing that again or interlacing hands behind you now, forehead or chin on the ground. You might need to wiggle your hips long again. And on an in-breath, let's lift shoulders, chest, feet, thighs up off the ground. If you're in Cobra, just keep the feet down. If your lower back is hurting, put the feet down. 2 more breaths. If the shoulders are hurting, you could clasp your hands too, so you do you. On your next exhale, we come down and face the head the opposite direction. We can bend the knees, let the feet move side to side. We'll make our way into child's pose as you're ready. Pushing yourself up and back here. There are many different variations of child's, so my 2 go-tos are either knees together and curling forward, letting my spine find a nice C curve and a rounding, reaching for the feet. Or if you want more hip opening, you spread the knees wide with the big toes touching, and then maybe the arms reach forward. You want your forehead to rest somewhere. You could always take your arms under the forehead or block under your forehead. 3 breaths, just relax. Two more. Final breath here. All right, let's press our way up into a seat. We'll take one pose seated before we come down onto our backs. So we're coming into Janu Sirsasana. We'll start in Dandasana, which is staff pose. It's basically a bent mountain pose. So we still have all that great length and awareness here. Just bent at the hips. I even have my feet flexed as though I was standing. Just lightly pressing the fingers into the ground to help me remember to stay long and tall. Then we'll bend our right leg and take the sole of the foot in towards the inner left thigh. If your hip is unhappy here, you can bring a block underneath the right leg for support, or you could also sit on the edge of the block if your lower back is unhappy. Let's inhale the arms up overhead, and as you exhale, we'll begin to bow forward. Now, your straight leg doesn't have to be super straight. Bend your knee as much as you want to. So it just depends upon your body and how flexible you are. There is no real right or wrong. So your practice is just about showing up with no expectations, an open heart and an open mind, and just getting to know yourself on a physical level, spiritual level, and a mental level. It's just a perfect time for you. One more here. Let's inhale and come on out. If you'd like to stretch your arms to the sky on the in-breath, you can. If you did, exhale, hands come to the heart, and we will switch legs. Right leg lengthens, left leg bends, sole of the foot into your inner thigh. Scoot yourself so that you're even in both hips. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, soften. Now I usually start with a bent knee on the straight leg. Kind of place my chest on the thigh, and then maybe after a breath or so, the leg straightens out more. Now I'm quite bendy, so I can reach my foot. You might be less bendy, and your hands are on the ground. So again, it doesn't matter. Breathe. Last 2 breaths here. One more. Excellent. Let's inhale and come all the way up tall. Exhale, hands to heart if you lifted them. And we will take our leg forward. Maybe pop the knees a few times there. All right, make our way onto our backs. Once you arrive, you will take the legs onto the chest. Just let them relax down the best that they can. No need to curl up actively and lift the tailbone and the head. We want to really soften here and just let gravity and the weight of the legs relax your back down into your mat. Last few here. I love rocking gently side to side. And turning the heat up for one last little moment. We're going to find some eagle crutches this morning. So what we'll do is you want to bend your knees, stack them over the hips, and then cross the right leg over the left. Maybe that wrap at the shins or without. Right arm under the left. So right leg over, right arm under. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, you'll crunch, shoulders and butt, try to get up off the floor. And then we'll just keep going. Use those exhales to bring it up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down, legs stay as they are, arms open up. Shift your hips just a little bit over towards the right side of the mat, and then let your legs fall over to the left. Just breathe. One more here. Final breath in this version of twist. Try to really inhale to fill the belly. And maybe that inhale goes all the way up through to the top of the lungs. And then we'll let it go. Let's come back to the middle and switch out the cross of the legs. So now the left goes over the right. We're trying to stack them over the hips to begin with. And then left arm under the right. And we've got 10 crunches. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. And by the way, you could be just holding a twist and not crunching if you want. And 2, and 1. All done. Release the arms. Hips a little bit over to the left side, and then legs fall to the right. Shoulders are down, but you're letting your left hip come up off the ground. Nice spinal twist there. Last few breaths here, really big breaths. And one more. All right, so I'm going to unwrap my legs first as I come back to center. Taking the knees onto the chest again for just one little hug and squeeze. Coming into bridge so we can stretch out the abdominal muscles and strengthen the back muscles. Feet to the floor or the mat or the grass. Ankles under knees or a little further away, hands alongside you. Let's press up into the feet to lift the hips. And one vertebra at a time we go. Explore your height. Sometimes I kind of drop down a little. Find that power of the core again, those deepest abdominal muscles. And then from that space, press back up. And I tend to find a deeper back bend with less strain that way. The shoulders might walk a little bit underneath you if you like. A little closer to each other. Three more breaths. Two more. And one. On the next in-breath, maybe pressing slightly higher and walking shoulders out. Exhale slowly all the way down. Soles of the feet will touch as the knees drop out for reclined bound angle. I like to take my hands to the tops of the thighs and just gently press away right at the hip crease. You should feel a little space in the low back as you're doing that. You can even kind of rock the knees out a little bit just to kind of wiggle it into a deeper stretch. Eventually, though, we will let the hands just totally rest Shavasana style with the palms facing up. Breathing in the fresh air. Every part of your body is relaxed here. If the hips are feeling uncomfortable, you can bring something underneath the thighs, a block or a pillow, just to support them. 3 breaths more. Two more. And final. All right, let's take both knees in again, little squeeze. Keep the right knee in, interlacing fingers on the shin. Straighten the left leg, flex the heel or the ankle, and then stretch it super long down your mat, wind relieving pose. If this feels great for you, stay here. This is a nice SI joint stretch. Either staying here, or if your body would like another twist, then instead you could take left hand only onto the leg, right arm out to the right, and then allow your knee to cross over for an additional twist here. But really let yourself decide. Would you rather stay in the SI joint position, or would you rather twist out the spine? Let's switch. Bring your knee back up towards the center. If you twisted, take the left knee in, interlace and squeeze it. Press the right leg straight up to the sky, flex the ankle, And then actively extend it down. So we are pressing that heel long, pulling the knee up into the shoulder. Really breathe. Option to stay or option to twist. For the twist, right hand on knee, left arm comes out so you have some support. And then allow your knee to cross over. And you might turn your head to face your extended arm. One more breath. Gently unwind as you're ready, or release your wind relieving pose. Take any last little thing that you need so that you're ready for Shavasana. I tend to need just a little self-love there to wiggle my spine back into a happy spot. Drop your feet to the ground. Maybe you take this gentler version of Shavasana with the feet a little wider and the knees knocked in towards each other. Arms long and open, palms up. Or if you prefer to take the legs long and it feels okay for your lower back, then you'll take that one instead. It's often helpful to begin coming back to some pranayama here so that you can fully settle in and quiet your mind. Inhaling through the nose, down into the belly, letting that breath rise and spiral up to the full capacity of the lungs. And then slowly release it. Maybe continuing those breaths. Maybe throughout your entire Shavasana, especially if there's a lot on your mind, just to help you try to settle it. With time and practice, it gets easier and easier just to drop into that space where you're really just here in the present moment, the here and now. And just subtly observing everything happening around you without focusing on one thing. So a very wise friend taught me once that as soon as we learn how to read, we begin to narrow our focus as humans, just really zeroing in on things. But it's such a gift to be able to let yourself broaden that focus and take it all in. Like an owl out in the woods, you can see 360 degrees around itself. So allow your focus to broaden and soften. And just be part of this big, beautiful universe. We'll be here for just another moment. If it feels intuitively like the right thing for you to stay reclined and stay in this space for our last few moments together, then I urge you to do so. If you like to end your class in a seated position for our final Om and Namaste, you will begin to bring some small movement into your body, maybe just wiggling the arms or legs, anything at all. Maybe a big stretch of the arms back. If you are planning to come to a seat, bring the knees in at some point and rock a little side to side or even a little forward and back. And eventually you will find a seat without rushing yourself. Once you've arrived, you can take your hands to prayer at the heart. If you've decided to stay reclined, I find it more comfortable to lay my hands over the heart. So either one works. This is also a nice way to be seated, kind of send some love into your body. Take one last moment here. We'll close with the sound of Om and the word Namaste. Preparing for Om, one cleansing breath. Let's take it in and sigh it out. Inhaling for Om. Either keeping your hands at your heart or taking thumb knuckles to your third eye center. We close and honor each other here with the word Namaste. Namaste.